What are assumptions? Assumption is anything that you believe to be true without actually thinking about it or without actually knowing if it is actually true. And assumptions play a very important role in our day-to-day lives. Usually, when you think of decisions as not as complicated or not as affecting your life as that much, you tend to build them upon certain assumptions. Now, normally it's not a problem, but sometimes this machinery of yours to decide where to make an assumption and where to not gets affected by the state that you're in. For example, I had an exam, right? And I was studying the night before the exam, studying late till like 3 a.m. And during the finishing hours, I was just revising and I came across a particular example. Now, in reality, I had actually not studied the example properly. But because instinctively I should have done properly and then move forward. But it was at that moment that my mind, because it was tired and it was just like not much time left for the exam to happen, that I felt that I actually knew the question. And this was kind of the first assumption that I made, that I knew the question even when I did not. And I would say that my mind that makes these assumptions is harmed in any manner. But it was at that moment that I was not able to decide if I should actually do the question or not, and my brain kind of just made the assumption that I know how to do it, and I went forward. The second assumption that I made, and that kind of built upon this, was that this question is going to take a lot of time, and I don't have that much time right now. Actually, what it was that the question would have just taken me 5 to 10 minutes to do it too. And that would have actually a bit more of confidence, and I would have known that if this question or a question similar to this comes in the exam, then I would be able to solve it. So there were two assumptions in work here. One was the fact that I knew it, and the second was that it was going to take a lot of time to revise. Now, the quiz day comes here, and a similar question to that question comes in my paper, and I'm not able to solve it. And this was kind of like a moment where I realized, no, this is bad. Now, okay, this was a small exam, but what if happens when I'm taking a very important decision or something that affects my greater life? So I set about to finding a pattern and deciding how do I actually filter out these bad assumptions that I make and actually think about decisions that I make almost every day. When I came across a very simple and elegant answer, and that is to question my assumptions. Once you ask a question, you force yourself to think about the assumptions that you're making and whether the assumptions that you're making are actually true or not. If in that quiz I would have asked myself, how much time is this question actually going to take to solve? I would have thought that, it would just take 5 or 10 minutes and then I'll be able to know that I do know how to solve the question. And secondly, the second question that I would have asked is, do I actually know how to do this question? And if this question comes on the quiz, will I be able to do it? And being true to myself, I would have replied no. But I didn't know because I did not ask the question. I did not force myself to think because I was tired. And a lot of other things were going on in my mind that I did not do this. That is what the beauty of questions is. Even when you're in a difficult situation or when your mind is not working properly or you're some kind of a state where actually you won't make good decisions, it is questions that will help you clarity in what should you do and what you don't, what you know, what you don't, and actually help you make better decisions. Questions like, what am I doing? Or is this going to help me? Or is this the right way? Or could I do it more efficiently? Or something better, something more healthier to eat at this point in time? Or do I actually feel hungry, or do I just want to munch something? All those in the wide array of clarity that you can bring to your day-to-day life is just built in the habit of questioning some things that you do and kind of repent after you've done them. As it was rightly said by Eugene Ionesco, it is not the answer that enlightens, but the question. So that is it. If you felt that you learned something, or if you felt that this video was actually thought-provoking, do like it, put it in the comments, something that you'd like to share yourself. And that's it. Thanks for watching.